hard all your life to build a retirement nest egg, and suddenly you're a target. If it isn't you, it could be your older parents, your grandparents, maybe your favorite aunt or an elderly couple. Our chief investigative reporter, Steve Wilson, has been digging to expose exactly how trusting seniors and their life savings can so easily be parted. Steve?
That's it, Glinda. Berkeley attorney John Hermann says the 92-year-old couple that are his clients represent the American dream. Solid citizens who worked hard, saved up everything they had.
And here's how we treat these people. We take them as targets, liquidate their assets, and make commissions and fees.
He's talking about what he says has happened to this couple, together and married 60 years before they were allegedly swindled out of a very big chunk of their life savings.
Not happy about that.
No, but we get along good, don't we, Mom?
They say it all started with a contact from people in this building, headquarters for Financial Services of America in Warren. From a boiler room-style call center in the back, hundreds, if not thousands, of Michigan seniors are cold called every day. You or your family have likely received such a call from these solicitors who say they work for a nonprofit called Area Seniors in your neighborhood now, offering a free book of discounts from local merchants.
Someone from their call center would call and say there'll be a rep coming out at a certain time on a certain day, which would be myself.
Chuck Edmonds was part of the operations there in Warren for 3 years. He says he knocked on hundreds of doors before he left to work for a company that operates much differently and better serves its customers.
I'd go out there and sign, tell them the perks that Area could give them, show them an Area card, and ultimately sign them up as for an Area book.
That book includes various discounts, some of which are already widely available. I get these at my dry cleaners. Others seem of questionable benefit to consumers in their 80s and 90s, and turns out in some cases, Area seems to be a paid sales agent for some of the companies featured. But here's the point. This man, Richard David James, CEO of Financial Services of America, it's not always disclosed to consumers, but he also heads Area Seniors. And what is really the mission of that nonprofit group?
They're not there to give away car rental certificates to people who are 85 and 90 years old, are they?
Correct.
And discounts and dinner discounts, they're there to find out what these folks have got.
This is similar to the salesman putting the foot in the door. This is the hook that they use in order to get inside a senior citizen's home in order to be able to sell a particular product.
When Financial Services of America, one of their reps would go out there, then that's the person who would try to decipher whether or not they had movable assets.
And these folks, they had plenty, because from the day he started working as a skilled tradesman in an auto factory, he saved it all.
We would have liked to have had a cottage and stuff like that, but we never did.
Why not? We had the money to buy a cottage, didn't you?
We could have.
Sure.
Never had a Cadillac either.
His wife and he never had any children, but boy, did these two have a knack for saving and virtually never letting go of much at all, until Financial Services of America came to the house.
How big a nest egg did they grab?
They liquidated $1.8 million and converted those assets into annuities.
What is an annuity?
Good as he was at picking stocks and buying bonds, even after many meetings with those guys from FSA, he still doesn't have a full understanding of what they sold him.
It's mostly on trust.
May I ask, why did you trust these people?
Well, maybe I was gullible. I was looking to make more, and instead of making more, I'm winding up where I could lose an enormous amount of money.
He already has. When FSA sold his stock so they could sell him those annuities that paid big commissions to the company and its salesmen, his lawyer says the sale resulted in a capital gains tax bill of $50,000 or more.
We didn't know that. They didn't tell us that.
But you found out.
I found out the hard way.
So who represented FSA in this deal? Harold McDonald, a Harvard-educated lawyer who once headed a highly respected estate planning practice in Birmingham.
And according to Mr. McDonald, he even went through my client's mail in order to determine exactly how much money they had and where it was held.
Are you authorized to even do what you're doing for this company? You have no insurance license, sir. Do you? McDonald applied for a state license to sell annuities and insurance, but the Office of Financial and Insurance Services turned him down after he racked up over $14 million in debts and filed for bankruptcy, and after a judge concluded in another case that McDonald gave testimony that was not credible and for which he was sanctioned. It is McDonald who deals with FSA's high-end clients, and he kept coming back until he got what he needed from that vulnerable couple.
12 meetings. One of the meetings was even scheduled the day after my client was released from the hospital after being in a coma.
And their main goal was just to get the deal done.
Oh, yeah.
While you were still...
Out of the picture.
Yeah, while you were not yourself.
And what else? In some 12-year annuities like these folks were sold, most of the money is essentially locked up long-term. If they die or need it sooner, there are penalties, which can be as much as 12%. And although the money's safe, even if they live 12 years or more to 102, they can expect only about a 3% annual average return. Like McDonald, Richard James will not answer questions, walking out of a scheduled interview the other day. His lawyer has issued a statement saying John Hermann just wants to try his lawsuit in the press, and FSA will be exonerated and will take any necessary corrective actions.
Now, we should point out that annuities are safe long-term investments, even for retirees, but some are better than others, and putting most or all of your eggs in one basket is never a good idea. So, does this company ever operate this way? We've put hidden cameras across Metro Detroit to watch and to listen. They may deny accusations of wrongdoing now, but just wait till you witness what they say and what they do with old folks in the house when they think no one is watching. Our Action News investigation, it continues with more right here tomorrow night, and they are some disturbing pictures.
We'll look forward to that, unfortunately, but also, I guess, advice: talk with your parents, talk with your loved ones, try to make sure they don't get caught up in something like this.
Don't let them do things alone is the real key, and that's what they often do, catch them alone.
It's a shame to see him being taken advantage of.
It is.
Thank you,
Steve.